What frozen vegetables are the most palatable?
Whichever ones you like. I mean, what's palatable is completely subjective. Um, so I would say the ones that you like. So also though, frozen vegetables, sometimes the preparation methods are a little bit different than when you're preparing vegetables from fresh. And this is, I don't roast a lot of vegetables from frozen, but there are people who do. So like, I'm not the best like resource for this. But so for example, I don't love frozen Brussels sprouts. I find them to be mushy, but I have seen creators online like roast them directly from frozen and get that like same level of browning that I try to get from fresh Brussels sprouts. And that definitely looks really good to me. I mean, they're telling me that it tastes better. So I think that with frozen vegetables, part of the trick is finding the ones that you like, but also finding the recipes where they fit in really well. So I think that if you normally like to roast vegetables, like figuring out the different oven temperatures and methods for roasting frozen vegetables would be a great thing to do. I use frozen vegetables a lot for like soups and stews where I was already going to simmer that vegetable until it was fairly soft, in which case, generally, the textural experience and the flavor experience at the end using a frozen vegetable is gonna be very similar to a raw, fresh vegetable, if not maybe the flavor being a little bit better because the vegetables were frozen pretty soon after harvest, so they're generally, like, fresher in a sense than the fresh vegetables. So that's sort of my, like, go-to for frozen vegetables, typically soups and stews. And then I freeze a lot of my own vegetables from the garden, and that's how I freeze them. Like I is very similar, right? So I would blanch green beans before I freeze them, zucchini because I have so much zucchini right now. I grate it, so I'm going to turn it into fritters or zucchini bread or zucchini muffins or something like that on the other side of the freezer. So even how I freeze vegetables is very dependent on like how I plan to use it on the other side. So yeah, I don't have a this one answer. I think it's very dependent on what you like, and how you plan to use that vegetable. I will tell you the frozen vegetables that I buy that are not ones that I grow myself. The one that I always, always, always have in my freezer at all times is frozen artichoke hearts. There's so many different recipes that I use those for. I love them just like sautéed with some butter and garlic. They make great soups. Um, great pizza, homemade pizza with artichoke hearts, so good. So that's my go-to, but like that's what I like. So, and I have lots of recipes that I like those in. So, yeah, whichever ones you like, have access to, and can't afford, again, is always the answer.